right, Pisces. This month, I think some of you are craving that good energy because you already feel how crazy it is this month, how crazy it's gonna get this month, how the masks that are being worn, your own mask that you don't really feel like having other people uncover, you know? It's like having an evil eye right towards your front door. That's maybe how you're feeling. You will, of course, be enticed to go into it, to fall into the trap, perhaps, of getting yourself in a situation that might take a while to come out of. But it doesn't have to be that way. Before we get into it, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. Patreon and extended link also below, where we get into this a little bit deeper. We have the devil coming out first. Saturn, Capricorn. But other than that, it's where you may find yourself wanting to maybe let yourself be pulled into something that, or a situation that isn't really worth your time as much as you think it is. It may appear great or appeared great at first, and now you're kind of thinking the opposite, or you're going to start to possibly feel that way. Sorry, I'm just letting myself maneuver throughout these readings right now. This day has been funny. So, all right. Something from your past could come back up, kind of looming over you. Maybe unsettled or unfinished business you feel with this particular situation. It could certainly have to do with money. That could definitely be a part of it. But it seems like it's more like something that you maybe mutually put effort into, something that you maybe had hopes for. And now it's showing that there's nothing you can do. It's you have to maybe let go a little bit more. Like if you work with this person, or if it's about possibly if you're in partnership, this could mean that your Scorpio season is having you even take a look at where you emotionally get invested to something or someone who isn't worth your time or energy, or you give them more than you should without establishing like boundaries, if it's just something for now, you know, nothing serious. This also could mean that you're ready to engage with a long-term career or partnership, that you're kind of ready to stop messing around or pretending like you know, but starting to like take back the power in your life in a certain way that is extremely rewarding for you. It's rewarding to your sense of self, your self-esteem, to how you approach people, to how you talk to people, to what you know, realizing how much you know about what you know. A lot of you will be needing to speak up for things that are important to you more now than ever, because some of you just feel called to it. Others of you may be provoked to it by the situations happening in your life. You feel like you might as well get into this mask season and just kind of maneuver your way through, because there's some good shit coming up for you. And I think more and more of you feel it. The more you get into the month, the more you get into this water energy. Even though it's fixed, you can still work with it. And what you realize comes from times where you're not really thinking about it. It's not that you're trying to control a situation or outcome right now. It's more of just how you're continuously responding to the certain things that appear in your life and that come up for you, especially around ways that you know, yeah, where you know, and you should say something, or you might want to say something. You don't have to, but either way, it's not going to be harmful. 4 of Swords to 5 of Swords. You may have had to think about something, how you want to handle something, you know, that's coming. You feel it coming. You almost like clockwork, something's coming along, and you are then able to be way more conscious about how you've come to see these things and view them for what they are. These situations, these opportunities, these people. But it's arriving into your life because that's the emergence. Like, I think what we don't realize about this spectrum, this frequency of good and bad, is that they're both equal. The more good things get, the more almost bad that you're able to withstand and have compassion for, quote unquote. We all have different definitions of that, I'm sure, but I'm talking about the very general, like what people can think. So you may gain a lot from letting things play out and not reacting too much. For some people, the response, the reaction is everything. For you, it gives, it can give other people power over you sometimes. And there's definitely some maybe power dynamics going on with you this month with people that are specific people in your life who you've been in these situations before. It's not the first, nor will it be the last, I'm sure. However, that doesn't mean that has to be true either. So depending on how you decide to address these things, it will be very clear of what you've come to learn about yourself and how to handle situations that will happen in life. You just may find a different pattern, right? So instead of approaching something where you know how to get a reaction out of someone, the reaction you want even, just think about that. Before you do that though, just think about what without thinking about that side of things, think about your intention, your direction, what you deeply find to be true with yourself in these situations, and letting it unfold and maybe strip you down in front of yourself. I know that's very revealing. However, it's not without a purpose. Sometimes Scorpio season it can be. I'm not going to say that Scorpios aren't like that. But for you, it's something that can give you a lot of trust in what's happening and what's to come, and your own footing, your own way of establishing who you are in this life and who that is, how you relate to these people. You might be struggling, and for those of you who are struggling financially, you may end up reaping some rewards in a way as you learn about the situation. There are certain things that may just start coming to you. There are certain ways where you may feel lucky, but then on other times you feel like, what the fuck is happening? It's a very weird thing. It's while these like frequencies are balancing out, while these different zones and where you're coming from, where your playing field is, and where it comes from. You have a lot of different things in play right now. And you want to make sure you have the view you need in order to keep things going, right? You need yourself in a certain way in order to keep things going. You need to take care of certain things, and you're becoming keenly aware of that. It's becoming very clear to you that whatever change is presenting itself, it could be presenting itself for a reason, for something that you weren't quite sure of before. And now that it's moving closer to you, you understand. You're understanding what it is that's provoking this change to occur. Now, there's different words we can use for Scorpio season, but I think provoke is one of them. It could be a sign that does provoke change or reaction to some degree, right? So you might be even spacing out in certain ways that is very unlike you. However, it seems to keep you grounded in the moment, and out of trouble in ways that there's just no reason for this month. However, you can find yourself and find the people around you, those of who are trying to drag you into it. I think you catch yourself this month and you notice and you're like, I'm not gonna go there. With certain people, you're definitely always willing to go there. You know who those people are, but there are certain people where you know it's just not worth it anymore, and you're beginning to retreat certain energies and letting things just fall off. Tower in reverse. It's like things are like sloughing off. And you gain this sense of control and ease towards the end of the month that feels more unshakable, even though there could be a lot going on in life. Something very intuitive, extremely equally as grounded as it is ethereal. And also it can tend to make you think about the things that are quote unquote darker, the death, the things that occur in life with that we're very aware of, but when it happens, there's this more intense reaction that we can tend to have because, well, that's just how it can be. You can only process so much until it happens, right? So that's happening for you this month. You're going to find yourself experiencing different waves of yourself, different waves of how you are deciding to relate to others now, how much energy you're willing to give to those places now, and what is causing you to pull back, but also own who you are and not let the stubbornness define you, but also allow it to define the lines you're not willing to cross anymore. So I think Mars in Gemini is making you realize that a lot of people are saying a lot of things, and you can be pulled into that very easily as a mutable sign, and you may be provoked, and you may do it at some cost this month. But so maybe you need to this month. There's nothing wrong with it. Just notice when someone's trying to just get you off your footing and again provoke you without without any rhyme or reason, and then people who really need to hear it or who you really need to say something to. I know they sound the same, but they're not. So don't fold this month, but remember that you don't and can't utilize your energy to fight forever either. You think about what's more important in your life right now. Your time and your energy are very precious. All right, Pisces, I know that was kind of vague and all over the place, as at least that's the way I feel. but it will make sense. That's just like the energy right now, the shift that's happening. The second part / extended is the link below, as I said before, and information to work with me one-on-one. I will see you next month.